Hi everyone. In this video I'm making marble prints using shaving cream and acrylic paints. Now you can use acrylic paints or you can use food coloring or alcohol inks or dilution sprays dripped in. But I chose to use acrylic paints today because I wanted a nice vibrant color on my prints. So you're going to start with a pan or a tray with shallow sides to hold in the shaving cream, and then just put a generous amount of the shaving cream in the dish you're using in the pan. And you do want to use shaving cream, and not gel. I'm not sure why that is, because I think the gel eventually foams up, but evidently this works better. So anyway, just spread it out to make it nice and level, kind of like frosting a cake. And then once you get that done, you're going to drizzle in some paint, so you can drip it in if you want to. I just drizzled it. I probably used too much, but I just wanted a lot of color, so you can play around with it and see what works best for you. So I'm just using 3 different colors here, probably more than I needed, but I thought it would be fun to add a little extra color. And then a lot of times you can use a wooden skewer to swirl it around like I did on the one I'm showing you there. It makes a finer line. This time I chose to use a popsicle stick because it makes the design just a little bit larger. So the larger the tool you use, the bigger the design's going to be. So you just keep swirling that around until you get the desired look that you want, and then get some paper or some cardstock, and in this case I used a piece of cardstock. And what you want to do is just press it down into the shaving cream. And you're trying to make sure that the paint and shaving cream completely touches, the entire surface of the paper. So once you feel like that's accomplished, and you can tell because as you kind of gently push it in there, the shaving cream will start to kind of ooze up on the edges. So then you peel it up, and it doesn't look like a whole lot when you first do that. But then the magic happens at this stage. So you take your straight edge ruler or any other tool that you want to use with a straight edge, and just hold down your paper and lay the edge down and scrape the shaving cream off, and it leaves the paint behind. It's great, isn't it? I love that. So then once you get it scraped off, then just kind of hang it to dry. And I usually just scrape that excess shaving cream back into my pan, and right here I just used an index card just to kind of clean up the ruler and the table, and I'll save that to use for a future iCAD. But where this looks extremely messy, and it is messy, it is so easy to clean up. There's something about the shaving cream mixing with the paint or the ink that you're using that causes it to clean up very easily. So that is a plus, because it gets messy, but it's just so easy to wipe up. And I do keep a dish of warm water next to me there so that I can rinse my ruler off and not have the shaving cream build up too much. It's easier to hold on to when it's not so slippery. So you can use this one dish of shaving cream and color for several prints. So this time I'm laying a piece of music page from my hymnal in there, and because this paper is thinner, it's going to absorb more of the shaving cream and the paint, and it gets a little wetter. So I found that you have to be really careful with the thinner papers, because I did tear one once. So just hold on to it and then gently scrape it off. And it really makes a pretty print with the music in the background. And you can do the same thing with book text or dictionary page. So it's fun to try out a few different ways. Here I'm using another piece of the cardstock, and then I also lay in a sheet of labels. And I actually did not press it in the center very well, so you'll see when I lift this up I have to put it back and press that center area again. I didn't get any color in the middle. So I did get color on there this time, and so now I'm going to scrape that away. And I would add too that I think the next time I get shaving cream, I'm going to try to find some that's unscented. This one had a pretty strong fragrance. I'm kind of sensitive to fragrances, so it was a little strong for me, and I think it just bears mentioning because if you choose to do this and then you want to include some cool little pieces of your prints and like in Happy Mail and stuff, you want to be careful about sending it to somebody who may have sensitivities and don't want to give anybody headaches. So do this with your kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews, and get messy and clean up easy. And just protect your, have to make sure the kids wear aprons or smocks and protect your surface and stuff. But everything, cleaned up, like I said, really well. I had a lot of fun doing it. And of course, right after I cut off the camera, I did a couple of index cards, and this pretty one came out. So I wanted to show you how cool it looked. And so I turned the camera back on to get a little shot of that. The next thing I'm going to show you is this is what I've set up to dry my prints on, whether I'm jelly printing or doing this shaving cream printing. This is the side of a baby crib, and we took our crib apart. We had one here for our grandkids, and they've outgrown the crib. We took it apart and got rid of everything except the sides, and for some reason I wanted to keep the side pieces, not knowing what I would use it for, but as it turns out, maybe it was for this purpose. But anyway, it's worked out great, and I started out tying on clothespins, clothespins on the top row there, and they worked fine, but I realized I could use these metal clips here that I got at the dollar store, and I had my husband bend one side of it open with pliers and then twist it around so that I could just take that clip and just hook it right onto the slats in the crib side there. So anyway, it's worked out well, and better than the clothespins because you can move these metal clips anywhere you want. So anyway, when I'm not using it, I store it away and just lean it against the wall, right over there behind my door, and there's plenty of room for the door to open and all, but it's not in my way at all. So anyway, I just wanted to show you what I had finally figured out to use, and it's worked out great. So this is a picture of an iCAD that I did using one of my previous marbled prints, and it's just a stamp, and I drew a tulip on there to mimic the ones that were in the stamp, so it turned out cute. So thank you for watching, guys, and come back and join me again for the next one.